Hey, so this video I'm just going to explain how I typically make a new character and show you my 5 simple steps that I use to get it done using Photoshop. The first step is what I call the creation phase. During this phase, I like to think about what the character will be doing, how they will move or attack, and what size they should be in relation to other game objects. It's useful here to draw with a pencil first, then upload a scan of your drawing. For me, I use a Wacom tablet and pen and alter between black and red lines about 2 to 5 times, until I have a rough outline of what the character should look like. Next, we have the tracing step, where I'll take the best version I drew in the creation phase and turn the opacity down to about 45%. This enables me to have a reference without getting my lines all mixed up. The key here is to draw each body part on a separate layer, and I'll show you why in a little bit. With Photoshop, you can use the smoothing tool to help your lines look more stable and straight. Don't get discouraged when you can't make smooth lines, because a lot of designers such as myself have shaky hands, and we use the smooth tool in Photoshop to make the drawing experience more enjoyable. Third step is to fill in all the separate body parts with a color. Now here's why you should draw each body part separately. Let's say you want to color in the left hand outline. First, make a new layer called left hand color and place it below the outline. Then click on your outline layer, press W for the magic wand, and click in the center of the outline. Now to avoid a blank edge, go to the select and then modify, and finally hit on expand. I usually add 1 to 3 pixels here. By the way, add this to a hotkey to make it a faster process. From here, click your color layer, then hit G for the fill tool, and you can fill in your color of choice. Later on, you can merge these 2 layers to make it easier to move around during animation, but for now, just put it in a folder. My trick for color choice is to use Adobe Color, which is a free color theory tool that will allow you to have consistent palettes throughout your project. Now sometimes you need color palettes that are independent of each other but still coherent. For that, I just use a general rule. If your colors are lighter and less vibrant, keep them consistent between all your palettes, and vice versa. If you want a vibrant feel in your game, go to the max of the color wheel. Also, another thing to note, background images and objects are usually less vibrant and a little blurry to keep the focus on the foreground images. For the fourth step, I take some time to do my highlights, using a reference point somewhere on the page. For example, if I want the light to be coming from above the character, I will sometimes draw a small circle at the top of the page and pretend it's a light shining downwards. A great trick to see this in action is to shut off your lights, take an object, and shine a flashlight in the same direction you would in your drawing. This should give you a starting point. Highlights are always on the side closest to the light source, so if the light is up above, put highlights on the top of the character and shadows on the bottom. In Photoshop, all you need to do for this is press I and use the eyedropper tool on your main color. Then click on the color box in the right corner. From there, you can increase the brightness for highlights and decrease it for shadow. This tends to give you the perfect color. The final step, and probably my favorite step, is to detail the drawing. I use a lot of reference for this and usually switch between Google and my drawing. It's okay to use others' drawings as reference, especially when you first start to draw. To make my details more subtle and natural, I like to use the Shape Dynamic tool on my pen. This allows me to change the line thickness based on how much pressure I'm applying and gives me a more natural feel. If you have a mouse, you can achieve similar results by using hotkeys that increase and decrease the brush size while you draw the line. That's all I have for this video. If it helped one person, I'm happy with that. If you want to see more tutorials or keep up with the current games being developed by Alliance Designs, then hit the subscribe button. And until then, take care and thank you for the time.